What is going on, people? So, this is going to be 3/6/26 market recap of the DAC and gold. Alright, so let me open up the charts because I just got home literally like 3 minutes ago. So, anyways, it's a good day. Yeah, 400 ticks, banger. Alright, I instantly got out the charts afterwards, so I didn't really see the price action, and I didn't really bother to look either. So, I just had other shit. It's not like I wanted to or didn't want to, but you know. All right, let's see this. Okay, okay, okay. Where we at? Where we at? Okay, we're on gold. All right. So gold price action. Let's go with over gold real quick before we go into anything else. So with gold, you know, we kind of, you know, getting out the market maker model, and now we're having a new move. So we had accumulation right here, and I was waiting for a manipulation and distribution. From this move right here, we can see that we return to the 70579 area, and we also created equal lows here, but that's prior. You know, that's not really relevant. Weekly, I don't believe we had any major gaps. Same with, actually no, we had this gap, and I think there's a daily gap that we're in considering the price action. Yeah, I think we were in a daily gap. I think I'm just missing a candle. Friday, Monday. Oh no, this is the weekend jump. Alright, so we're inside of a new weekly open gap, and there's a fair value gap right here as well. That got respected. Anyways, back to the 4 hour. So for the fib, I drew from this low to this high to see the bullish trend that we're currently cooking up. Potential bullish trend. So going into the day, I didn't really have a strong bias either way because I didn't look at the charts prior. So I kind of looked at the charts at 9:20, and what I saw is what I saw, and I believe I was bullish. So because we already like hit this new weekly open gap, which got ran through the first time, and then we were also in this. We hit this zone overnight. Okay. For fair value gaps, this was 8 a.m. So I don't see anything major aside from this 4 hour fair value gap, the massive one we're inside of, which we rejected off of. So I was either expecting a break into the downside targeting lower liquidity or like ERL, or a break of the 4 hour. So let's see here. All right, so for the 4 hour, Asia came into it. Asia came into the gap right here. Chill, let me mark this shit out so it'd be easier to see. Oh, okay, this is the 4 hour that I have marked out. I'm just fucking slow right now. Holy shit. Okay, so Asia came into that fair value gap, and then we tapped it again pre-market. That's already two respected taps. So I was either expecting a strong reaction off of it pre-market or a break, a full out break, and that's what we had in New York session, in New York opening session. Okay, so what I waited for is a inversion because I didn't see any major AMD models being created. We did have this nice AMD pre-market right here. We had the accumulation, manipulation, and then we distributed, right? But there wasn't much that was going on pre-market. So legit, right before market opened, I saw the small accumulation that continued as the market opened. Then what did we do? We manipulated down. Was it a strong manipulation? No. So I was kind of sketched out by it right away. So what I did is I waited for the highest time frame inversion, and then I looked for potential trades off of that. Did I take any trades? Would I have taken any trades? I wouldn't say so, because if you look on the 2-minute, PNO, 3-minute, it's just very big wicks and no specific inversions that I can target. Okay. Yeah, there was nothing on the 2-minute. And I think the 1-minute, you could have caught this small inversion right here. But if you would have caught the inversion, it would have been right at this candle, 950. I was taking an English test. Okay. So I missed the move. I think I saw the move like right about here, and then I'm like, yeah, that's way too late. Ideally, if I would have entered here, my break even would probably have been this high. So it's a pretty early break even spot. I can already say that right away. I think this is a 1 hour that we respected right here. We just broke that. Alright, that's nothing. Now, NASDAQ. We had a death profile, as I said, you know. Yesterday I said we had a death profile, and this is what we had. We had exactly what I kind of stated. We were in I guess you can call it a death profile. You can call it a market maker sell model. But I kind of don't see a lot of accumulation, so I wrote it off as a death profile, and we are like this morning we were exiting that death profile because we reached a high resistance area right here. We hit 705. Let's see. Okay, I thought I got a message. My bad. Now let's see my entire thought process while going into the straight to that. Let's go weekly. I don't think there was anything major on the week. Holy shit, I took a lot of trades. Not even trying to look at that anymore. No gaps to target. Daily. Don't see anything that would have marked off. So I think on the 4 hour, we had this fair value gap, as well as we were, I believe, in fair value gap right about here. There's a right here. Yep, fair value gap right here. They got respected. That's what it is. So after I saw that fair value gap, I believe I was looking for inversions instantly. Well, not instantly, but I was looking for potential rejections off of that fair value gap. We never ran it. We had a small like wick through it, but like we inverse or reverse the flow right away. One reason this trade could have went bad is because we are inside of this 15-minute fair value gap right here. So because we're inside of that 15-minute fair value gap, that's not exactly an ideal trade, but yeah, honestly, it wouldn't be like the best trade because it's inside of a 15-minute fair value gap. But I was targeting higher liquidity. We just took external liquidity by taking this London low, as well as pre-market taking external liquidity by sweeping London and previous day lows. So we just took a lot of liquidity. So I was expecting a return for internal liquidity, like greater internal liquidity, other than a 15-minute fair value gap, which is why I was targeting the 4-hour fair value gap on the higher time frame. All right. So if we go back to the 4-hour, okay, so this fair value gap is fucking invalid. I actually, dude, don't fucking way. That's actually crazy that it went like that. So I believe this was marked off yesterday, and it rejected off of it too. Holy fuck, I got lucky. Damn. Fuck, bro. It's kinda soul crushing. But I thought this was a 4-hour fair value gap that I found, but whatever. Either way, we had this high that we were potentially targeting because we went from a death profile. Actually, I can kind of see a little AMD model forming right here. But because we're going from a death profile, I was expecting to take, external liquidity or internal liquidity because we had this major move. So, that's what we did. We targeted internal liquidity. We took this high right here. Ironically enough, it lined up with the fair value gap that I was targeting. Risk to reward was 126. This is the entry. Fuck, that's disappointing. Alright. Whatever. Entry. Entry was a bit rough, so I saw this huge accumulation, then um, what looked like to be a manipulation, which did not deliver because we're inside a fair value gap, so we're still rejecting off of that. And then I just waited for a strong rejection off of the premium area, which was already tapped. So after the rejection in the premium area, I waited for the highest time frame fair value gap, which in that case turned out to be the 1 minute. Yep, I don't see anything on the 2 minute aside from that small fair value gap right here. But if this got inversed, so I could have entered off of this candle right here, but however, we left right at the next 1 hour IFVG, or fair value gap that I was hoping to get inversed. And after that got inversed by this candle, I just entered off the next, and right here I just took the trade. Played out beautifully. We took this high. Later on we kind of rejected back down, which, like, this price action was a little bit weird here, but I believe no, ES didn't do shit. Well, ES did take this high, the pre-market high, but nothing targeted that high. So what, 8:30? 8:30 on Friday. Yeah. Yeah, so it didn't take this high, but it did take this high, which is like, ES is kind of falling behind. I don't know what the fuck's going on with ES. So this isn't exactly the best trade, but I am hyped over this trade because it kind of hit my target. I may have gotten a little too hyped over it, but yeah, it's whatever. It's whatever, right? End of the day, the price action actually flowed, and my bias was right. right? My draw on liquidity was bullish, and it was these highs, and I got taken. So yeah, that's about it. I mean, it's like literally the end of class, and I was watching fucking this candle right here reverse, and like, dude, fucking market just edged my shit, and then it just came back up and fucking took it. Think I exit, yeah, I exit like right before it because I'm like, fuck this, I'm out. Switching classes, so I didn't have time to look at it. So, anyways, this trade, it has its flaws, but it also has its upsides, such as clear draw on liquidity, good daily bias, good entry or decent entry, good stop loss, and decent take profit placements. That's pretty much it for that. The flaws are the fact that I entered inside of a 15-minute gap. The fair value gap that I was targeting on the 4-hour time frame was actually from like a couple days ago. So that's why you always should wipe your charts before you enter, so you don't have fucking bullshit from the previous days, messing you up. As well as I got think some more about the flaws. The break even spot is honestly not the best. If you look right here, I had to go break even pretty early after this high was taken, and then I almost got stopped out here. So it's a bit of a sketchy break even spot, but aside from that, I think this trade, it's not the greatest, and I feel like I feel like Huss would not have taken this trade, and he would have probably faded it, and I technically should have too. But there is no buts. There's honestly no excuses. I'm keep trying. Keep trying to find an excuse. I feel like when there is no excuse, it's all my fault that I didn't take or that I took the trade without fully analyzing the markets correctly. And it's just like, kind of that type of thing that you really can't excuse, and you just got to live with it. So I'll take this win, but I won't. I'll definitely learn from the mistakes I made during this trade. There's definitely improvements in every trade you take, even if it's a winning one. So I'll definitely reflect on that, maybe write a couple notes in my journal, and then leave that as is. So that will be it. I will probably backtest some more, maybe post some videos on backtesting. I'll see how everything goes. And econ videos coming soon, fuck that. So that'll be it. Thank you, YouTube. I'll go on.